Hello and welcome to Rian's training video. Today we are going to learn how to do translations using Rian. For that, you need to register with Rian. The first step that is involved in registering with Rian is you will receive an email. Let me share you the screen of the email. You would receive an email from Rian. The subject of this email is referral to join Rian. Click on the email. This is the email that you will receive. You will have to click here to go to the registration process. As I click on this link, the new window is opened. This window will help you sign up to install the access. This would be your email ID. You will have to enter your first name, your last name, mobile number, create a new password, and confirm the new password. Agree with the terms and conditions and click on the submit button. After completing the registration process, to log in to Rian, you will have to go to Google Chrome and here please type catch.rian.io. Press enter. This is the screen where you will log in. You will have to put your email ID by which you have created the registration. Put the password that you have newly created or newly set up and then log in. This is the first window of Rian. Here, the first window is all projects. Remember, when you are entering into Rian for the first time, the all projects window will be empty. There will be no projects appearing here. To open the translations that you have been assigned to do, you will have to go to Jobs Received. Currently, you are on all projects. That is how it looks yellow in color here. And you will have to click on Jobs Received. Click on Jobs Received and you will find a job. The details of the job. This is a translation job. You can see that the job type is translation. There will be a job code. The file name is seen here. Translation language is seen next to it. The progress of the translation, due date, how many characters or words. Here in case of your translation, it's going to be words. And then as you progress your translations, it will calculate the remaining words that need to be translated. This will be the email ID of the person who has given you the job to do. Initially, you will have to accept this job. Click on the green button which has the tick mark on it. If you take your mouse over it, it gives you a tip, a tooltip, accept job. Click on accept job. All the necessary information regarding the translation job are seen here. You need to click on the accept button here. You can see that the job has been successfully accepted. After accepting the job, you can go to the left side of the window, click on the job code to start translation. You will only have to accept the job once, and next day let us assume that you are going to translate this file for 2 days. So the next day when you will log in and go to jobs received, you will only have to click on job code. Click on job code to start translation. Click here. You can see the translation job is seen here. The source language, which is in English here right now, is seen here. All the sentences from the file are seen under the source column, and you will have to fill in your translation under the target column. Source language here is English, so you can see that sentences in the source column are in English, and you are going to translate these sentences into Hindi. So to start translation, you will have to first go to the View menu, click on the View menu and click on phonetic typing. Phonetic typing will be necessary only when you do not have a Hindi or a Marathi keyboard with you. If you do have a Hindi or Marathi keyboard, you will have to activate the keyboard and start typing. For people who do not have a Marathi or a Hindi keyboard, will have to take use of the phonetic typing. Here on the right hand side, you can see the suggestions panel. Here we are currently on the first segment and the suggestions tab is opened. You can see the first sentence is seen here also. You can see the first sentence here and the possible translation that is coming from Google. Now this translation is given to you by Google and the next translation is given to you by Microsoft. If you have to see the translation given by both the machine translation engines, these are MT translations. You can see MT. MT stands for machine translation. Something like Google Translate and Bing Translate. If I click on Microsoft, I can see the translation given by Microsoft. I can read the suggestions given by the machine translation. If I find these to be useful, I can pick the one which is good. I think I can use the Google Translate. So if I have to use this or copy this, I just have to take my mouse here and double click. You can see it has been directly pasted. And I know I need to change this particular word from thorat to thorat. So I delete this word and start typing. I know that the second option is the right option. So I take my mouse there or I use the keyboard to come down. I can use the down arrow key and press enter. Now this translation is done. Now I can see these two are separated. I need to merge these two, age and 62 years. these need to come in one single line. If you come across any such lines, you can tick those two lines and merge with space. So automatically this particular window will appear when you click on two different lines. You can merge these two sentences. Now here I can put the translation. Here I can check both the translations and I see the second one is good enough, and I need to maybe take away the semicolon and put the colon mark and take away the full stop there after umri, and so on. So this is how you start taking in your translations from here. Okay, I can take the translations here, or else you can one by one start taking translations, or you can start typing. If I have to type a completely new translation, I can start typing it. Let's say I want to type in the word sthan. The first one is a good option, and then I use a semicolon and type in the second word. So you can either take the help from machine translation, or you can type in your own translations. Or there is another way of auto-populating the whole file in one go. How do you do that? You can go to Tools and use the second option, that is Apply Machine Translation. See to it that you take the second option, Apply Machine Translation. You can choose between the machine translation options and click on Apply. Only the ones which are empty will be translated by the tool. The ones which you have done initially will not be overwritten or replaced. Okay? Now you can go to each and every sentence one by one and correct it. You can make any possible editing to any sentence as and when you like it. Now you can check the progress of your translation here. Let's say I have deleted one line from here. You can see the progress is 255 words out of 268. That means you need to still complete your translation. Now, if I copy this, you can see the whole translation. You can see the translations are completed now. Please see to it that you edit all the machine translations. It is very important that you go to each and every line and read and make changes according to your own understanding, because the machine translations are not necessarily correct and accurate. Next step, after completing the translation, here is the progress bar. You can make use of dictionary sites or external links. The next step after completing your translations is going to be applying a QA to your translations. By QA, we mean quality assurance. It will help you to find out any mistakes that you have made during translations. Let us click on this particular item here. Click on the downward arrow key, and these are the different QA norms that you need to apply to your translations. What kind of norms are these? You will find for any empty targets, that means if by mistake if you have left any translations empty, you will be helped here. It will be helping you with certain punctuations. You can ignore this. You can also ignore a number of different ones. The ones which are very appropriate to you are empty target, missing numbers, multiple spaces, punctuations, repeated words, and so on. You can click on the first checkbox here, so all the rest of the checkboxes are selected in one go. And then click on Run QA Check. It will give you a list of all the different mistakes, or we call them inconsistencies, while translation. It will give you where the mistake or the inconsistency is. Here, this is the number of the segment. So it's telling you the first inconsistency is missing number. So on the 12th segment, while translation, I have missed a number. And how do I find it? I just need to click on this particular inconsistency or the QHF, and automatically you can see my cursor has been placed on the 12th segment. Here you can see the cursor, and it is saying that there is a number missing. It is identified that I haven't put 10 as number or 30. So it should be 10:30 baje. If I need to add 10:30 here, because it has identified that 30, the number 30 is missing here. Actually, there is a grammatical mistake here. Otherwise, it would have been picked up. But this 30 can be written as 10:30. So I've already done the necessary editing here. I've taken care of the meaning and the translation, and I can save it. And I can go to the next one, end punctuation. So let's go and click on this one, and my cursor is directly placed on this 13th one. It's saying the end punctuation is missing. So everywhere there is this end punctuation in Hindi that is being used, but here it is missing. So you can directly put it here. Okay, save. The length, if you find this particular one, you can ignore this because this particular word in English is smaller than the translation here. So the tool thinks that this is a mistake. You can ignore this. So you can go to all such QA checks and try to find out the mistake. Please see to it that you take care of the QA one by one. After you complete your job and you've done your QA checks, if you want to run another QA check, you can still run a fresh QA check. Missing number on the 12th, I have taken care of it. I can ignore this. Text identical with source, I can see here. On the 24th, here 6.3 is okay. You can keep it the way it is. And so on. So you can ignore this. On the 30 also it needs to be the same. So you can ignore this. 34 is end punctuation. You can ignore this too. So, and so on. and I have ignored the ones which I think need to be ignored. And remember, I've kept one as is. I'm going to show you what happens if I haven't taken care of a QA inconsistency. I save my translations, and these are the translation. I can flip between the pages. See, I have come to the next page here, the last page. I can go to the first page here using the navigation panel here. Now, after completing my translations and QA, I'm going to submit my job. So I can submit my job through here. Remember, I'm submitting my job. That means I'm giving back the job of translation to the person who has given me this job. So this job, after submitting, will go away from the jobs received list. So let's do that. I click on submit job, click on submit. Remember, if you haven't taken care of any QA check, it will be shown here. If you still think it is okay, you can still go ahead and submit your job. It's okay to do this. And in the jobs received section, you can see the job has been gone away from the scope. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this video is helpful to you. Thank you.